Hi everyone, Andrew and Kyleigh, my best friend and my wife, here on a Sunday afternoon, and we wanted to have a pre-conversation with you about the launch of our little film on the new book, Belief, The Great Exchange, which I've releasing this afternoon, and I'm excited about it. And people have asked me why I wrote this book so soon after my first book, Business from the Heart. And one of the things that struck me when I asked myself that question is one of the things I ask people to do when I do a sales seminar is I ask the participants to draw on a piece of paper hanging up high on a wall a horizontal line as high as they can. I then quite soon after that repeat the same instruction, draw a horizontal line on that piece of paper as high as you can. Same instruction. What happens miraculously every time is that invariably everybody's able to draw the line a little bit higher. And I realized we can all do a bit more. And I think in this time that we're living in, that's a real challenge for everybody. We all need to be doing a little bit more in the way we communicate, in the way we plan our day, in the way we interact with people. We can all do a little bit more. So there was certainly that basis for thinking. But so this book is a lot of what I teach people, a lot of what I train people in sales and business and life and organizations. And Kyleigh, I thought I'd ask you to join me today. Because you've been to a couple of those seminars,
Yeah.
and as a non-sales person, what were your thoughts on some of the stuff?
I think one of the things I got the most out of is your ability to take us into a story. So Andrew is a master storyteller. We have some very interesting dinner parties around here because he has the ability to draw you right into that story, and it's memorable. And so those take-home keys that you mentioned in your talk, I think they're the things that linger with you, and it's just such an easy teach because of the way you walk it out in your seminars and in the book too.
So you had 20 years in New Zealand. Like if I said to you, go out and do some of this stuff tomorrow, would you be able to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy. It's the key. Yeah, woo, win. It's a win.
So I think that's the thing around this story and this book. It's a mix of story, it's a mix of heart, and it's a mix of practical. And I think you could do some of this stuff, and that's the important thing. You do it tomorrow could change your life. And one of the big parts, one of the cool things is I met Kyleigh through her mum, Alison Mooney. And she actually introduced us. It was like one of those arranged marriages, and haven't got time to tell that story right now. But
the ultimate love story.
Yeah. But Ellie teaches on personality. She's spoken in over 35 countries around the world, and her story is just so fantastic, and it's so simple to interpret, how to interpret people's behavior. So I said to her, do you mind if I take some of your stuff and write it from a sales perspective? If I was bumping into this type of customer tomorrow, how would I deal with them? And so that's what we've done, and we've got a great chapter on just one thing, on understanding customers, how to plan your day, how to deal with people's objections, and there's a whole lot of sales stories which you'll hear a little bit about in my short movie. In fact, this pre-chat is longer than the book launch itself. So if you're watching this, we want to say thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, but really, I guess in closing, we are living in a very difficult time. We all acknowledge that. There are people that are struggling to get out of bed in the morning. There are people who have woken up and they've lost their job. There are people who are in sales jobs and they're wondering how they're going to make a sale to their customer. And this book has tools to help you navigate those difficult situations. And whether it be a personal situation or a business situation, there's stuff in there that can assist you. And I don't know, I haven't actually primed Kyleigh on this, but I just wanted to ask her a little bit about our situation, and maybe just to share. Towards the end of the book we talk about difficulties and breaking through the barriers we face. Do you want to share a little bit of your story, just a brief one?
I guess probably the biggest barrier that I've ever had to face is that I waited a long time to get married. I got married late, 46 years it was in the waiting, had the big dream wedding. It felt like the fairy tale, got the right man. And on the last day of our honeymoon, Andrew was actually out of the house. He'd gone up for a sneaky ski. I finally said, yes, you're allowed to go. I let him out of the house on our honeymoon. And so he was up skiing and I was home alone. And while I was home alone, I actually had a brain bleed and a stroke. So I didn't actually know what was happening at the time. It was all such a surreal experience. But I do remember picking the phone up and calling Andrew and saying, how far from home are you? I think I'm dying. And it was quite the moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, and 3 weeks in intensive care. You know, I know in the hospital system, if you're in hospital for one night these days, they're kicking you out. So I knew when Kyleigh was in hospital for 3 weeks that it was really serious. So you know, if you were to say what was the one thing that, you know, you picked up around that learning on that side, what would it be?
I think it was the ability to see beyond the situation and into tomorrow, and it was the hope for tomorrow, that pushing through, because you really, it's hour by hour when you're in a situation like that, and in an ICU department for so long.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks for sharing that, darling. I know that's a big thing. And, you know, I think that's probably the underlying thing for this book. It's tools, practical stuff, stories that give you the ability to see beyond your circumstances. You might not think you're able to do this or that or the other thing, but there's a whole lot of stuff in here that will give you the ability to see beyond tomorrow. So we just wanted to have a little bit of a pre-chat. I'm going to put this online and share it, maybe give you a bit of a context about the book. And then you can see this wonderful little short movie at 6 o'clock tonight that my good friend Fraser Grew and his brother Tom put together for us. We are thrilled to share that with you. One thing to let you know in terms of promotion, we've decided anyone who orders the book for the next week, whether you're in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, we are posting this to you at no charge. And if anyone knows what these things cost to post, a hardback book, they're expensive. So we want to do that for you. So if you'd like to order one this evening, you'll have all the details on my Facebook page, LinkedIn, website, where you can get a copy. So thanks
for listening and thanks for tuning in. It's going to be more interesting than the news at 6 p.m. tonight.
Exactly. And we just want to apologise that we couldn't share wine and cheese with you, but we felt we could connect with a wider group of people. So here's me raising my sparkling water to you, wishing you a great Sunday, and enjoy the movie later on.
See you at 6.
Cheers.